हेलो एंड warm welcome everybody. नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, स्वागत है आप सभी का as we launch Cricket Talks with Monty Panesar. We will be previewing the third and the final one-day international between England and Ireland, which is scheduled to be played on 4th of August at the Rose Bowl in Southampton. So don't go anywhere and keep watching this video. Hi Monty, how are you? How is everything?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Everything's really good.
All right, all right. So let's try to preview the third one-day international. My first question to you: England has already sealed the series, but what can we expect from the final game, which is scheduled to be held on 4th of August?
Yeah, I think England's done really well. They could have at one point during the second one-day international lose the match with 6 down, 70 runs to get. But I think probably Ireland will learn a lot about their cricket, where it's at the moment, and where it needs to go. So, one area of concern is, they keep getting out to, the left arm seamers of David Willey and Reece Topley. So they haven't really worked out a game plan. Now, Irish cricket will always come up against, some sort of struggles against, the bigger nations. So. Right. They will have to work out a way of how to work out a game plan for that, but also how quick learners are they? When they play against the other nations, they'll probably come across a bowler where keeps getting the wickets. Yeah. Can they work out the game plan, how to combat that? That's what's going to help Irish cricket. But I think I think it's just a great opportunity for Ireland, to know where Irish cricket is at the moment and where it can go.
Okay. I'm glad you talked about Ireland, because my next question is on that. Monty, we all know that the Ireland tour of England actually brought the start of ODI Super League as well. Now, Ireland has already lost the first 2 matches. How important will it be going into the final one day? Because if they lose this, it can also impact their chances to qualify for 2023 World Cup, which is scheduled to be held in India.
Yeah, look, it's that they've got something to play for, but they just seem really out of depth at the moment. I think this Ireland team is, I just can't see them winning the match, because, Owen Morgan, unless he does them a favour and says, well, let's rest David Willey, let's bring in a couple of right-armers, he probably thinks from that perspective. But I think Irish cricket, if they play good enough cricket, they'll qualify. And if they stumble in against certain bowlers, against the bigger nations or batters, and they can't, work out how to get them out, then, they don't deserve to be there. So it's simple as that. And I think that's what's crucial for Irish cricket, is that going forward after this series is right. Can they work out game plans during the series?
Absolutely. Monty, let's talk about the team combination now. I will talk about England first. Monty, it wouldn't be wrong to say that the top order of England hasn't been able to express themselves fully. They all got a start, but they haven't been able to convert those starts into a big score, especially the likes of Jason Roy, James Vince, even Tom. So can we expect somebody like Liam Livingstone, who can fit anywhere, probably be in the team for the third and the final one day?
Well, I think it's about momentum during a series. They've won the series. It's an opportunity as well. That's the thing, it's an opportunity to play some of the youngsters, see what they're like. And I think this is a perfect chance, during the third one day. I would personally, rest David Willey. He's done really well. Jonny Bairstow, he's had a really good innings. We can see what he can do. Give some of the youngsters a go within the squad, because you want to be in a position as England cricket captain and as a selector, that we can able to see other cricketers, what they can do. And you just never know. There could be certain cricketers that become useful in other situations during another series. So that's why I think that they should play the players who haven't played in the final decider, so they can know more about the players.
All right. Monty, talking about the bowling side of it, I think Moeen Ali, who has been named as the vice captain of the team, hasn't been in the best of touch because he was wicketless in the first ODI, wicketless in the second one day international as well. You being the spinner as well, what is going wrong for Moeen Ali?
Well, I think he's a naturally more of a leader than a vice captain. I think his leadership qualities like at Worcester, he's the captain. They've won the T20 competition there, so I may even like to see Moeen Ali captain the third one dayer, and like even Owen Morgan maybe resting, or change the captaincy and see what Moeen Ali captaincy is like. And I think that's what they should use this one dayer for. Like many different experiments, they've sealed the series. I'll definitely look to play some youngsters, and the possibility maybe even get Moeen Ali to captain the team.
All right. Let's talk about Ireland now, because Monty, as you mentioned, nobody expected Ireland to probably play in the way they did, because 2011 heroics against England, everybody remembers that. Post that, they have been performing really well, but in this series they were all over the place. What is going wrong for Ireland, especially their batting?
I think it's more to do with how they're lining up the left-arm seamers. On my Monty channel, I give some coaching tips as well, and I think they just need to open up the stance a little bit, maybe bat on off stump, and trust the change. I think they're reluctant to change, during the series. Make some adjustments. That's what we want to see. All great players, they're able to adjust during the series, and I just feel like they just maybe they're just not confident to think, well, during a series I can't change my game plan, but you can, because that's what cricket's about. You struggle against a bowler, use your feet, go down the wicket to him, open up that sort of right shoulder, line up the ball from the right shoulder, anticipate the ball swinging in. Always anticipate the ball swinging in, premeditate it in your mind. That's what one day cricket's about. If it's in that area where I'm going to hit it, that's where I'm going to, that's the area it's going to go. And you kind of premeditate it a little bit. And that's what they need to do, premeditate the ball swinging in. And if it doesn't, then at least they can, adjust the game plan from there. It feels like a surprise to them at the moment. Oh, the ball's just swung in, or ball swinging now, I've got to get in line. And then they just snick one, or if they get, stuck when the ball's moved around, what to do, And I just feel that they need to have a game plan in place already. If the ball, I'm anticipating the ball to swing in, and if it doesn't, then I'll just get my hands at the ball. You've got to be a bit proactive, because I just feel that they just, maybe after the series review what's happened. I just think it's just too late then.
All right. Monty, you talked about premeditation. There is one player who is performing really well, and his name is Campher. Well, coming onto the side and making a debut against England, who just won the World Cup in 2019, scoring 2 half centuries, picking 3 wickets, he is in the headlines. What is going right for Campher? And at the same time, can we expect Ireland management to probably ask Campher to bat up the order?
Well, that's a bit dangerous, with any player that's doing well. He's doing well for them, in the position he's in, and I think you should leave him there, because you don't want to, change too many things. But I think he's also coming at a time not facing the new ball as such, and he's not probably not moving around as much, and the pressure, there's no pressure for him. The team's already lost a few wickets. He's saying, right, let me just play with that freedom, chance my arm, and it's working for him. So yeah, he is one of the plus points, and I think that's the kind of freedom the top order should look to play. They should look at how he's playing, and let's play with that freedom against the new ball.
All right. Monty, I was very surprised to see that somebody like William Porterfield, who has captained the side, has so much of an experience, did not feature in first and second one day. First, I want to ask you, what has been the reason behind? And secondly, can we expect him to be in the playing 11 in the final one day?
Well, I'm not sure what's happened. It's a bit of a surprise. Maybe he's got some sort of injury, or maybe, they're just trying to give other players a go as well. But he'll be a really good combination for them, especially at the top order with the, if they've sort of the left arm seam. One of them will be playing, Reece Topley or David, Willie, and that sort of, gives them an opportunity to unbalance their lines and lengths. And Porterfield, he looks to bat really well. He's very familiar with English conditions, so it's a bit of a surprise decision. But if he's not carrying an injury, why didn't he play in the first Test match? So there must be some sort of reason behind it. But if he's injury free, then I definitely think he should play the ODI.
Absolutely, because he brings a lot to the table. So I think Ireland will be needing his services. Monty, let's talk about the weather, because weather plays a very, very important role. How's the weather in Southampton, if you can just tell us a little?
Yeah, we've had a heat wave last week and the weather's been really good. Brilliant conditions, here. Very, very hot. Temperatures about 30 plus. And it's just ideal cricket conditions. But I think the England, their planning, their strategy has been really good. Even with the weather being so good, they're able to get that ball to move. They know that their Irish batsmen are not lining the ball up very well against the left arm seam, and they're exposing them to that. And I think it's these are the sort of signs of a good team, a good setup. And England certainly have that, and they're doing very well at the moment.
All right. Monty, we read somewhere that Joe Denley was a part of England versus West Indies. Now he was asked to be with the one-day international and play for the Island series. He was injured in the first game. I don't know what went wrong in the second one. Can we expect somebody like Joe Denley to be in the playing 11? Because he was asked to be with the side and everybody was expecting that he will feature in the playing 11, but hasn't been able to feature in the first 2 one-days.
Well, I think it was surprising to see that Sam Billings obviously took his place, but then Sam Billings, whenever he's at the crease in the one-day internationals, he looks very comfortable. He looks very comfortable when the pressure's on him. He knows how to, even in the last one day, batted really well, and it surprises me that why isn't he in the lineup? He should be an automatic selection in the top 6. Batting in, especially that 6 is probably a great position for him. If they lose a few wickets, he's able to soak up the pressure and then accelerate. And if they need acceleration, at the last 10-15 overs, he's got all the shots in the book. So what surprised me is initially, why isn't Sam Billings the first person on the sheet? Now with his performances, I would expect him to be the first person there. And Joe Denley, look, he gives useful leg spin. He's done very well with Kent with his leg spin bowling and his batting. He's an explosive batsman as well. So it's good to have options. It's good to have options. And look, Joe Denley, he picked up an injury again. If he's injury free, I'm sure the selectors will look to see how we can get Joe Denley playing in the third ODI.
Absolutely. Monty, now I want to talk about the pitch a little. This is for the first time that a bilateral series, 3 one-day international playing at the same venue, of course, because of the COVID-19. But how will the pitch look like? Because 2 games have already played on the same venue. Will it be better for the captain to win the toss and bat first because pitch will deteriorate?
Well, I think if Eoin Morgan wins the toss, he needs to bat first, because the team now needs to post a total. They need to go through their gears, get to 300 plus, and plus the fans and the viewers, they want to see 350. They want to see England were the benchmark when they first producing 50, right? So I believe if England win the toss, they should look to bat first. Ireland, I was slightly surprised to see them, bat against, the likes of the new ball, knowing in the first one day they didn't do very well, but they obviously backed themselves, thinking they can, counteract the left arm seam. But yet again, they're falling into the same sort of mistakes. So I think, for Ireland, if they look to win the toss, they should field, because you just never know. You know, there's
Right.
been a few sort of hiccups in a couple of the one-dayers where they've
Right.
lost a few wickets, and with that new ball, it could get a couple of wickets, and suddenly it's a different game. But if you look to bat first, like Ireland did, I think they don't have a game plan against the left-arm seam, and will probably expect the same result, like what's happened in the last two one-dayers.
Monty, what went wrong in the second one-day international? Because there was a time when they were able to scalp Moeen Ali for a duck, and it looked like that we might see an upset. But then Sam Billings came along with him, David Billy, and they just ended up winning the match for England. So what happens to Ireland when there are the crunch situations? Why are they not able to win the game?
Well, firstly, it's being in them positions. You know, Ireland are not used to being in a position of a winning situation, and it puts that added pressure. And also, the whole team probably. I've been there before, where everything tightens up a little bit more. You become a bit more desperate for the wickets, and you're not so easy flowing, and suddenly you let go a few boundaries, and that's what kind of happened. So for Ireland, it's they need to learn how to win over the line. They need to sort of think, what is the emotional state of the team when they're in a situation to win? How are we all feeling? Like, can we just sort of calm down and enjoy the moment once after the winning line? And I just kind of felt like we've won the game, emotionally, when they're in a winning position. But it's like this is the difference, between the sort of test playing nations and slightly the smaller nations, where they're just not used to being in winning positions. So that's why I said this series would be Irish cricket will take a lot more out of this series. Once the series is over, and this will be that point as well. We were in a winning position. Why didn't we win the game? And what was the emotional state of the team? And I bet everyone was super excited and desperate to win that match.
Absolutely. A tough one on your way. Who do you think will be the best performer in the third one-day international?
Well, look, if David Willey's playing again, I'm sure he'll probably produce a good performance. Jonny Bairstow, I know, who's hungry as ever to get back in the test team. And if they sort of say to him, look, do you want to rest this game? I don't think he would want to. So he would probably want to play to firm his case to get back in the test team. So, look, we can probably... I remember Eoin Morgan saying at the start of the series that he's going to field his best, strongest team. So I expect, Eoin Morgan to have the same team, the same 11 playing, because he is very much about momentum, about structure, about winning habits. Wants his players to keep just producing the same performances. So the Eoin Morgan that we know will probably expect the same 11 playing in the next match.
All right. We will take that. Last question on your way. The scoreline currently is 2-0 in favor of England. Can we expect a clean sweep, or Ireland will taste the win?
Well, I think this is all about the management and the coaching team in the Ireland cricket. Can they come up with game plans, and also can the players adapt, to the different game plans? Like a small suggestion, I have not seen one Irish batsman just go down the feet and dance. Go at the wicket. If you see a short ball, you can duck it, but at least you stop them swinging that ball. You don't want that ball to swing. That's when it's like this is signs that we may get out. And that's one area. And the other areas, I would like to see Ireland actually play a closer match, because when India won the World Cup in 2011, we saw the likes of the Mino nations like Afghanistan, even Bangladesh. The cricket rose, By India winning that World Cup, you can see the other nations, their cricket got better as well. And that's what we need. We need other nations around England, likes of Scotland, Ireland, even the Netherlands. Cricket in Europe, the standard has to, in the next 4 years, go up. And this could be, I would love to see Ireland play better cricket. The same result, same game over, people just switch over. Predictable results means that fans start watching other sports. And as a cricket fan, we don't want that.
Let's see what happens. Heart says 2-1, mind says 3-0. but only time can tell what will happen. Live action on 4th, so do join us as we will review the 3-match ODI series between these two sides. Thank you so much, Monty, for taking out time for us. I hope you had a good time. And till then, it's a goodbye from all of us here at Sports Tiger.
Thank you.
Goodbye.